it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. Whoa, gonna mess around with the lights a little. All right, here today to guide you through a body weight HIIT circuit. Somewhere between HIIT, the intensity, you're gonna feel the challenge, but we're not focusing on super fast movements for today. Well, except for when we get to fast feet. We're gonna start with the delightful warm-up in 2 minutes from right now. Make sure you have some quality space for yourself, both standing and on the floor. Definitely recommend grabbing some water. If you can put on some of your favorite music, put on some of your favorite music. Oh my gosh. We'll get started at 12:15. Thanks for coming today, y'all. Today's workout is a little Pilates inspired movements. So we're really going to be focusing on engagement through that abdominal core, finding some nice stabilization. You know, yesterday I thought the lighting in here was perfect. I was so impressed with myself. You guess I had thought, gave myself the props a little too soon. That's what happened. Something smells bad. One more minute till we begin, y'all. Did you see I washed my hair? I did it yesterday. Wasn't that impressive? I know. I clean up so well. It's so delightful. When I first started working for this company, I had a member who told me she hated that I was wearing my hair in a bun. Oh, she hated it. And I said, well, thankfully, it's mine. You don't have to look at it. Hard to exercise with pretty hair. Apparently, she told this to everyone. But if you're at home exercising with pretty hair, I want to see it afterwards. Put a picture in the comments of you with your pretty hair, if you can get it done, because I just cannot make that work for myself. Okay, let's warm up, y'all. It's that magical time. Got my timers, got my workout, got a lot of random stray hairs places. We'll just get rid of them as we start to warm up. All right, just like usual, getting away from your desks, I encourage you to find a nice little lateral side-to-side step tap. And as you're starting to feel good, maybe you can even make that tap a little bit wider. Keep these delightful shoulder rolls going and change their direction. Maybe today you just want to, find a little bit of motion. Maybe you're not going for a very wide lateral step tap. Start to focus on your breath for 3, 2, 1. Great. Let's reach up and tap out. We've got some music going. Feel free to go at the pace of the music. We're going for about 8 of each moves. Now press to the side. Pull your belly in already. Find that nice rotation through the core. And make sure you're still breathing. Reach the floor. You can open your legs nice and wide and make this more of a lunge, or you can keep those legs straight. Find more of that twist through your body. Let's go back to our side-to-side push. I'm pressing through my hand palm to get a little more activation through the back and shoulders. Reach to the sky. 4, 3, 2, 1. one. Nice work. All right. We're going to go ahead and get some nice big active knee pulls. So starting to mimic a little bit some of the moves that we're going to do today. You can either have your feet out nice and wide and really practice your balance as you draw one leg in. Or you can keep yourself a little bit more narrow if balance is a little bit more of a challenge. Let's just stick with one leg at a time. Get 5 on this side. Moving around, starting to warm up, and then we'll get 5 on the other side. So either just drawing your knee in and releasing your toe back down towards the floor, or maybe you're stepping out into a lunge. Whichever foot you do still have on the floor, really think about pressing through that heel. Last one. Awesome. Come towards the back of your mat. We're just going to warm up, get those heart rates going a little bit more with some up downs. So feet about hips width distance apart, so maybe 6 inches between your feet. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, reach down towards the floor. Inhale up, exhale down. So go at the pace of your own breath. Maybe you're still moving nice and slow. Maybe you want to move a little bit faster just to get that heart rate up. You could take a bend in your knees. I want you to once again think about keeping the weight in your heels. I feel like a meme. I want you to consider keeping the weight in your heels. All right, let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, hang out down here at the bottom. If you can't reach all the way down towards the floor, think about maybe opening your feet a little bit wider so that it is a little bit more accessible to you. Maybe I'd see, definitely feel a hair tickling my arm. All right. I have my feet a little bit wider, just shifting the weight gently side to side, bringing some stretches towards those inner and outer thighs. If you came to yesterday's Yin yoga class, we brought lots of stretches towards the side body, lots of focus on that spine and the outer legs and the inner legs. Maybe they're feeling a little sore today. All right, let's go ahead, walk ourselves out in an inchworm and pull the shoulders forward in a plank, and then walk yourself back. Maybe you want to bring those feet a little bit closer together. You can take a bend in your knees, find that big inhale, reach up. Let's do 5 of these inchworms. That was number 1. Really continue. That's not something I'd like you to think about. Keep pulling your belly in, especially as you find the forward hinge and as you start to walk yourself forward. You're pulling your lower belly area in, not like sucking it in. This isn't middle school. We're not like going to the 8th grade pool party and just trying to look our best. We're working to find that engagement of the abdominal core to help create the movement from the center of our bodies. Okay, last one. Excelente. I would like you to think about, just kidding, I want you to do some sort of side to side step tap. Maybe you're going to do some jumping jacks. Maybe you're going to go for a little bit more of a forward kick. You're just going to find some sort of motion, anything that feels good, while I show you what's coming up for today's workout. I don't really have too much that I have to show you because we have a lot of moves that we're just doing unilaterally. So I'll show you one side, and surprise, we're going to do the next side a little bit later. All right, so we're still going to add some combo options into today's moves. Remember, you're still moving at home. Okay, so first up, we've got a squat with a knee drive. So feet are going to be about hips width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. For this squat, I want you to have your heels behind your toes. You're going to squat down. As you lift yourself up, balance, you choose which leg you want to start with. And then you got an elbow to knee drive. Carefully plant your foot back down. Bring yourself down. Press up through those heels so you'll feel those glutes firing. And then still keeping the weight in your standing leg heel. The ball of your foot still down, but you're just working to keep everything from rolling towards the front of your toes. Okay, so that's move number 1 for the first 25 seconds. We're gonna squat and knee drive, and then the knee that was driving, you're gonna have that heel off of the floor. So the ball of one foot's is the weight, and the heel of the other foot is the weight for just a nice little low pulsing squat. After that, we're gonna stand up and do some fast feet, and then the other side. All right, next up we've got an inchworm, which we just did in our warm-up. Inchworm, walking ourselves down and out, and when you get here, you're gonna give me 8 mountain climbers. You can do them fast, you can do them slow, you can do them on your knees, you can do them to your elbows, you can do them to your nose. Yes, you would like green eggs and ham and inchworms and mountain climbers. All right, after that, we're going to come on down to the floor, because I'm a nice lady. I'm gonna face this way so you guys can see. No, I'm gonna face this way so you can see what's happening. All right, we're gonna go for a nice leg lift right here. No, I'm gonna face this way. I'm gonna confuse myself. Okay, so we're going for a leg lift right here. You can either be up and putting some weight into your hand pump, or if your wrists are hurting, if you need something to be a little bit easier, I would recommend coming all the way down to find that nice long length of your spine, and you can still get your leg lift here. We're gonna do half leg lift and half kicking forward and then bringing it back. You can explore as full of a range of motion you have to use the space behind you, but I really want you to think about stretching and pressing through your heel. Next up, for our first boat pose ab move, we're just gonna be right here in boat pose. You're gonna tap your toes down towards the floor. You can tap one at a time, you can tap both at a time, and you can have your hands behind your legs if you need it. And then we're going to do the other side of the same leg lift and reach through. I know, I made it seem as confusing as possible. You're welcome. Okay. Let's start whichever leg you want to start with. We've got our squat knee drive in 3, 2, 1. Oh no, that timer was not set properly, y'all. I'm sorry. I lied. Hold on, I'm gonna come up over here. You get an extra second. You know what? Grab some water. Because this timer's a real jerk, and even when I put the battery back in, it'll just keep counting down that same thing. So I'm gonna open something on my computer. Oh no, I got it. Oh, we're amazing, you guys. All right, we got 50 seconds of work. Pardon me. 10 seconds of rest. There's 7 rounds, so it's a pretty quick circuit today. And then you get to like walk around, a little active recovery, a little high quality H2O. Yay. All right, so coming back to you deciding whichever leg you would like to start with. Pardon my technical difficulties. Now we start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So squat and then twist. Remember, today is not about moving at lightning speed. I want you to really think about keeping the weight in your heels, keeping a nice lift of your chest here, and finding as much twist as you can. From the core, not just rotating that elbow. All right, get ready for that pulsing squat. So ball of that moving foot, other heel on the floor, get down nice and low. Think about stretching your glutes towards the wall behind you. So the knee that was just moving, you have the ball of the foot pressed into the floor. The opposite foot heel is pressed into the floor. Are you starting to feel a burn? If not, can you go a little bit lower? 2, 1. Awesome. Lift yourself up. Shake it out. Next up, we have those fast feet. 3, 2, begin. All right, fast feet. Maybe you want to stay in one place. Maybe you want to do a little bit of out and in. Maybe you'd like to make a box or go forward and back. Do whatever feels great for you. You might want to do fast feet to one side. You can do a big jump to the other side. I can't because of my neighbor. And then maybe give yourself one in each direction. Big jump or lateral hop to the other side. So many different ways that you can make fast feet a little silly, a little fun. Can you use your arms as well. If you get your arms moving, we're just gonna get those heart rates up a little bit more, burn a little bit more energy. 5 seconds left. Keep those heels off the floor. Great. All right, do you remember which leg you moved with last time? Because we're gonna do the opposite one, coming back into those squats with a rotating knee drive right now. So weight in your heels, weight in your heels. How low can you go? Pull your belly in, rotate from the core. So think about your arms like staying in place, even if you had them out nice and wide like we did the other day. So you're not just finding that twist of your shoulders. All right, that's ball of the foot down, other heel down. Let's come into our pulsing squat. Send those hips towards the back of the room. You can stretch your hands out in front of you for a little bit of balance or press them together. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, all right, next up we've got that inchworm into a mountain climber. 2, 1, begin. So pull your belly in, walk yourself out, give yourself 8 mountain climbers. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk yourself back in. You can stand all the way up if you want, maybe even add in a hop, or just go right back into that inchworm. You gotta do what challenges you. So maybe just being in this plank is challenging. Maybe you want to drop down towards your knees to be smart on your upper body and shoulders. Maybe you take a generous bend of your knees the whole time that you're walking out on that inchworm. What's happening with your shoulders? Notice if they're really far back from your hands, palms. If you can find a little bit more shifting of that weight forward, take a break. We're gonna stay down here on the floor. Yep. All right, so think about yourself being in tabletop. Extend one leg out, open yourself to the side, and we're just gonna do some leg lifts. Stretch through that heel. If having your hand palm underneath of your shoulder is a little bit too much for you, either come on down to your forearm, still finding that nice long length in your, ooh, feeling that a little more, honestly. Or you can also, let's find that forward kick. You can also just come down onto the floor. Oh my gosh, this forward kick is really challenging that balance. So press through your heel, pull through your heel. Inhale forward, exhale back. 3, 2, 1. Turn over onto your bums. Let's come into boat pose. This will be so much easier second time around when you've gone through the moves. Remember, you can have your hands behind your knees if you want, and we're either tapping both feet down or tapping one foot down at a time. Maybe you're at a point where you need to have your hands down, feet down on the floor, and you're just lifting one leg up at a time, and you're really just noticing pulling your belly in, that lower belly in, to make the action happen. If you don't need to have your hands on the back of your legs, palms face up towards the ceiling. Find that nice flat back. The more that you lean back, the more challenging this is going to be on your abs as well. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come into your other side. Balance. Extend that leg. Hand at your hip. Up and down. Here we go. So stretching through that heel. I have my toes, oopsie doodles, flex towards my face. Finding as much range of motion as you can. Really think about the lift and lower coming from your glutes. From your hips a little as well. Oh. All right, ready for forward and back. 3, 2, 1. So inhale forward, exhale back. You might feel this so much more in your stabilizing leg, in that stabilizing glute than you do in the moving leg, and that's completely normal. I know I'm feeling that on fire right now. 3, 2, 1. You're amazing. Take a break. Let's take a full minute to ourselves. I'm going to give you a couple different options. We'll run through them. You'll have a chance to practice them, to switch things up a little bit for round 2. Instead of our squat knee drive, instead of this reaching through the heel leg lift, we're going to come back to the moves from round 1 for round 3. Or maybe you're going to stick with the moves from round 1 into round 2, and then you have the option to change it last time around. If you need to give your body any stretches, go for it right now. Find any extra movements that feel good. Try not to just completely stop moving. If you have stopped moving, bring a little stretch into the action. Okay, so you have the option to stick with that squat knee drive into your pulsing one heel, one ball of the foot, or we're going to switch up that first move to do a fun curtsy lunge. So a traveling curtsy lunge, I'll just demonstrate sideways. So a traveling curtsy lunge, so off to one side, out to the other side. So working to stay low, also thinking about weight in the heel of the front foot. If you need to take it a little bit easier on yourself, you're just stepping to one side and stepping to the other. Beautiful. After that, we're going to go for a goddess pulse reach. I forgot I wrote this. That was very mean of me. Okay, so whichever leg was stable, whichever leg was to the front, is the one that we are going to open our legs nice and wide and just reach down. Try and touch that heel. You can keep your arms out nice and wide. It's going to be a little bit harder. You can bring your hands close to your head. I like to actually reach down towards that floor as much as I can because it encourages a little bit more of a squeeze in those obliques. So we'll do one side. We'll come back into our fast feet. We'll do the other. Another option for on the floor is this time very similar to the same standing motion. We're going to go for some up and overs as wide and as high as you can go. And then the second half with the toe pointing up towards the ceiling and a little squeeze of the glute, just a nice little glute kickback. All right. Hope you had a chance to practice. If you were confused at all by this one on the floor, think about coming down the same way that you would just step one leg out for a plank and then rotate to the side. And you can adjust that bottom leg however you need to for some stability to come into the upper body active in the leg lifts. If you're either sticking with that or joining me back in round 3. All right, let's go for round 2. I'm hoping we have some time for a nice 2-minute ab challenge at the very end. So you're either going for squats, knee drives, or you're joining me for our traveling curtsy lunge. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So really think about that back foot getting some distance. And the weight of your front leg is in your heel. We're gonna switch it up and come into that really big goddess squat in a second and reach towards our front leg in 3, 2, 1. Change your position, knees out wide, reach towards whichever leg was towards the front. So here, you can either keep your weight in your heels, or you can challenge yourself even more, pressing into the balls of the feet, allowing those heels to lift up. Oh my gosh, 3, 2, 1. Wow. All right, shake it out. If you lifted those heels up, you were probably really felt that in those quads. Let's get ready for some fast feet, heels coming up off the floor right now. Have some fun with your arms, swinging them around. Maybe you're running, maybe practicing those core rotations with that belly really pulled in. Whatever you're doing, your belly's really pulled in. Keep breathing, keep moving, keep that head up too. I'm looking down at my timer. You find something to look at. Chin up. If your chin is up, our mood's usually up. So stop looking down at the floor. Don't look into the nothingness. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait, sorry. 3, 2, 1. That's what happens when I don't look into the nothingness. Okay, so this time our opposite leg is going to travel either in our squat knee drive, or here we go, curtsy lunges. Weights in the front heel. I'm still working to get that back knee towards the floor. Remember, it's not all about moving as fast as possible today. Oh yeah, coming into that goddess pulse, thank goodness. Remember, you can work a little bit harder, lifting those heels off the floor. Oh, you can see my legs are shaking. It's real. Gonna have to bring those heels down, take a quick second. That's what we want. We want to feel the burn. Oh my gosh, great. Next up, we've got those inchworms into 8 mountain climbers. 3, 2, begin. Maybe you're adding in a jump, bringing a little more burpee into your mountain climber action. You're shifting the weight forward, whatever pace you want to for those 8 knee drives. And then you can stay hinged forward. Remember, you can keep a big bend in your knees and immediately bring your knees to the floor if you need to. You're still going to slightly shift your weight forward so that you're not doing your mountain climbers with your hands all the way in front of you. And then walk yourself back. Maybe adding in that big lift. It's going to help get your heart rate up a little bit more. Pull your stomach in, engage that back. Great, you got a 10-second break to make it down to the floor. We're gonna go for those up and overs. 3, 2, 1. So heel up, tap, tap. You can explore the range of motion that works best for you today. Make sure that you're finding that lift through the squeeze of your glutes. Now go ahead, bend your knee, point your toe up, and squeeze your glute. It's a teeny little pulse. So making sure that you're not throwing your toe or heel, because you can really think about using momentum to make that leg lift, and it's very different from the squeeze that you put as if you've got money between your cheeks and someone's trying to take that money. But you're being all subtle about holding on to it. Awesome. All right, let's turn over for our next version of boat pose. This time with our hands forward. You might want to have your feet on the floor. Find a big reach back. If this is easy for you to keep your chest lifted, we started, by the way, and your back straight, you can always lift your feet up off the floor. Maybe you lift one foot up off of the floor. And after a couple moves, you can switch which foot you have down on the floor. Remember, the more of a lean that you take back with your belly pulled in, the more that you're really going to work those abs as well. Finding just another opportunity to engage that back a little. Almost there. Great work. Let's roll over. We'll get the last side for our up and over. Begin. Up and over. So really focus, squeeze your glute to get that heel to lift up. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders, so you still got some nice form with that upper body. Palms pressed into the floor, your back is engaged and you're sucking your stomach in. Go ahead, bend your knee, point it towards the ceiling. Take that little squeeze of your glute. Keep your eyes down on the floor in front of you. Keep really pressing into the palms of your hands. Keep breathing, just about 5 seconds left right here. 3, 2, 1, awesome. Maybe you want to send your hips back towards your heels. Take a moment and stretch it out or shake it out. Relax your shoulders a little bit with some child's pose. You get a 1-minute break again. We just got one more time through. 7 more minutes of work. 2 minutes of abs at the very end. That's what we should have done. Right, Fred? How you feeling, girl? Are you working out as hard as you can, Lady Bird? I thank you for reminding me to hydrate. That's why it's great to work out with Freds. Everybody to your feet. Okay, so now you know you have 2 different options of some moves you can do. As we come into round 3, you can either do that traveling curtsy lunge if you thought that was really fun and challenging, and then bring in your goddess squat pulse, or even join us after that traveling curtsy lunge for a staggered squat pulse. Or we're gonna go back to our squat with knee drive. I'm gonna go with the squat to knee drive. Get a little bit more in that core. Shake it out. Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin. So squat, rotate from the core. Place that foot down intentionally and press up through your heels. Glutes are going towards the back of the room. Keep that chest nice and lifted. 10 more seconds. Then we're going to come into our staggered squat. The leg that's moving is the one that the ball of the foot's on the floor. Here we go. Other heels on the floor. Stay down low. Oop. Pulse it out. So intentionally pressing up through the heel, through the ball of this foot, and a controlled lower down. Find a spot to focus your eyes, like diagonally in front of you. Keep the wrinkles out of your neck. Ah, yes. All right, shake it out. Fast feet one more time. 2, 1, begin. So get those heels off the floor. Do whatever feels good. Get weird. The more fun that you have, the more that you're gonna want to come back. This move makes me think of Chris Farley. Which movie even is that? Here's the maniac. I can't sing the rest of the words because of copyright. Tommy Boy. Yes. You get sprayed down with some awesome music / gasoline right now. Get weird. Move those feet. Move your arms. Less than 10 seconds to go. I'm a snapper, I can't deny it. Awesome, you made it. Okay, other side, squat knee drive. I'm watching myself in the delayed feed begin. I'm not looking cool, but you know what? Getting in shape is not about looking cool. At least not to me. I used to joke about starring in my own workout videos and acting like the biggest dork. Do you still have the weight in your heels? By the way, I hope so. Well, now bring the weight into that standing heel and upright ball of the foot. Find this little pulse down here. There's a lot more weight in the heel than there is the ball of the foot. So that glute, that hamstring, maybe even hip, your quad might be burning. 2, 1, great work. Let's come on, get into our last of our inchworms with mountain climbers. If you've had your knees going in the same direction, change it up, begin. So if you've had your knees coming in towards your nose, do a couple knees out to your elbows. Still going for 8 climbers. You've only got about 2 real moves in today's workout, so you had an opportunity to bring in some speed. It was those fast feet. And it's right here with the climbers. But remember, you do not have to be moving fast today. I would rather you really focus on keeping that core engaged, on pulling yourself forward, on engaging that back, and using those glutes. Ah, great work. Let's come on down to the floor. Set yourself up, stretch your toe back, open up towards the side. Get this, leg lift. Can you maybe even use your exhale to squeeze and lift a little bit higher? Stretch through that heel. Remember, you don't have to stay in this modified tabletop. You can lay down on the floor. Get ready for your forward and backward kick. 3, 2, 1. So, working to keep that leg in line with your hip this time. Do you feel it in that stabilizing glute as well with that knee and shin? Pressing down towards the floor. Keep your eyes focused on one spot. Keep your belly pulled in. That's going to help with your balance. Great. Turn over. Last time we're coming into boat pose. This time from in boat pose, you're going to extend one leg out, but work to keep your feet in line with the knee. So a nice big lift of the chest. If this does not work for you, you can return to either the Russian twist boat pose or the knee tap boat pose, or even lifting up your leg into boat pose. Open that chest a little bit wider. If you want to work even harder, bringing those arms in line with your ears. I don't want to work that hard right now personally. I'll try. 5 seconds left. I didn't make it. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our other side. So set yourself up in that side plank position, hand palm underneath of shoulder, and begin. Your leg lift and lower. We got some great time still today, y'all, to take a nice little break. So we got 2 minutes straight abs. We got 4 different moves we're gonna do. And then we're gonna stretch it out. Get ready for that front and back kick. Inhale forward, exhale back. Bring it in line. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Great work. Keep that stomach sucked in. Find that spot to focus your eyes on the floor. Using those glutes for some stability, for control. We made it. Awesome. Take a minute to yourself, just shake it out, and I'll show you what our 4 ab moves are going to be for today. We're just going to do each of them for 30 seconds, and then we're done. Take a little active recovery here, just enjoying some sort of movement. We're just going to take our time as we bring the heart rate down. You just don't want to stop completely. So even if you're laying on your back, maybe you're gently rocking those knees side to side. Gonna get this new Timer going, because honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best. I honestly believe that. Okay. Grab a sip of water and we're going to turn back around onto our backs. Okay. I'm so nice. So you can do these on your back with your head down on the floor. However, if you want to work a little bit harder, you are welcome to lift your head up as well. I discourage you from bringing your fingers to the back of your head and pulling your head up or applying any pressure on the back of your head with your hands. But if you like the idea of bringing your hands up, make yourself 2 fists. Roar! And place them right by your head, just kind of hovering in that area, and that's going to make you engage your abdominal core even more, because you're going to have to stabilize your hands and your upper body here, so it can be a little bit more work. So that's a fun idea. Okay, so the first move that we're going to do, and remember you can have your arms down on the floor, is just going to be a scissor, or you can have those heads up. Great. From our scissor, after 30 seconds, we're going to work to bring our hands in. So I am encouraging you to get that head up off the floor if you can, and if not, you're just going to reach. But if you can tap your fingers, we're going to alternate finger taps. And then, I'm a nice lady, you get to lay your head down for a second as we just go for some leg raises. If you bring your hands, your thumbs under your bum, makes it a lot easier to get those heels closer towards the floor. But if you find your back is arching big time, take a generous bend in your knees and go more towards tabletop knee taps, or even extending here, tabletop knee tap. For our last move of the day, we're going to do our best to go for a double leg stretch. So both knees coming in, inhaling arms up overhead, exhaling arms come around. And if you need to modify for that one, just bring those knees in, and then exhale, bring arms up overhead as feet come to the floor. Otherwise, you're working to really bring it around. Let me give myself a little extra space and twist in this direction. Ready? Just 30 seconds of each move. Remember, you can start with your head down on the floor with these scissors, single leg scissors. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Now, if you want to make these scissors even harder, you can reach for your opposite foot, adding in a little bit of an oblique twist, either actually reaching, or maybe just you're twisting to the side, or you have your head down on the floor. Maybe you already have your thumbs under your bum, just giving yourself a little support as you just scissors kick these legs. The closer your heel comes to the floor, the more challenging it's going to be on those abs. Awesome. Coming right into our tapping our fingers behind our leg. See if you can add a little bit of an extra crunch. You might even need to put the opposite leg heel on the floor. Maybe you lift one leg up at a time. I know those abs are starting to burn. That's why you came, to feel the burn, to make a difference. You've got 2 seconds left. Awesome. Remember, you can bring your thumbs under your bum to make it a little bit easier to drop these heels closer towards the floor and to lift them back up. If you want to work harder, you can bring those arms out a little bit more towards the side. However, if you notice that that back is really arching off the floor, come on back into either. Maybe you're just lifting one leg up at a time into tabletop. Maybe you're getting both legs up. Maybe you're, again, bringing these in. Oh, we got both knees in. And either just tapping down and reaching up overhead, or both knees in. Kick those legs out. Reach around. Try to tap those heels. Extend everything overhead. This is the last move. The last 30 seconds of work. Sorry. Block. Yay! We made it. Awesome. Release yourself down towards the floor. Let's roll over And come on into tabletop. From here, give yourself a couple cat-cows. Start to slow the breath down while giving the body a couple stretches. We got lots of twists today, so think about looking over one shoulder, looking over the opposite shoulder. We'll take a nice big twist to the side in just a second together. If you want to stick to a little bit more traditional cat-cow. Awesome. All right, come on into a nice standard tabletop. Pull your belly in. Extend that left leg behind you. Inhale it up, cross it over the right side of your body, and then turn and look over your right shoulder towards your heel. Keep those breaths nice and slow. Take one more. On your exhale, bring your head back forward. On your inhale, lift that leg up, bring it back in. Extend your left leg out. Right leg. The other leg. Inhale that leg up, cross it over the opposite side. Take your time, look over your shoulder towards your heel. Really press your hands into the floor though. So see if you can create some space, create some length. Take a couple more breaths. On that next exhale, head comes back down towards the floor. Inhale your leg up. Bring your toes together. Open those knees nice and wide. Send your hips back towards your heels and walk your hands forward as you come into child's pose. You can walk your hands forward as much as feels good for you today. If that's a little too much on your shoulders, think about taking a nice generous bend of your elbows. Take 5 breaths here. If it feels good, walk your hands over a little bit to the left, shift your hips to the right side of the body, create a nice stretch through your hips and throughout that armpit area. The more you really reach in equal opposite directions. On your next exhale, gently pass back through center. Take your time as you stretch in the opposite direction. Next exhale brings you back towards center. Come on up into tabletop. Tuck those toes under. Send your hips up towards your heels. Press through your heels for just a moment. Come into down dog. So bend your knees as much as you need to bring your belly towards your thighs. Biceps coming between your ears. And then really pedaling those heels to get a big stretch through the calves. Notice if you're bringing the weight to the outside of your feet and work to press the ball of the foot under the big toe down as well. Maybe you even start to shift your hips a little side to side with your heels closer towards the floor, bringing a stretch gently towards the back of your legs. We'll get it more as you start to walk your feet forward. Come into a dangle. Again, you can bring that generous bend to your knees. You don't have to have your hands on the floor. Maybe you grab your opposite elbow to create a little extra space between your shoulders. You can gently rock your body right and left, bringing the stretch towards the outside of your thighs. Take a moment hanging back in your stillness. Once you get there, shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Bring the weight back to your heels, pull your belly in, generously bend your knees once more, and then slowly roll yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time. At the top, take a big inhale. Reach those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach through one hand a little bit more. And then reach through the other hand a little bit more. 1 more time each side, maybe even bringing a nice little side stretch like you're a tree. If you close your eyes, you can pretend that you're a tree waving in a warm breeze somewhere. That sounds great. All right, then inhale back up towards the ceiling. Keep stretching those fingers up, but pull your shoulders away from your ears. Pull that belly in once more. Bring a smile to your face. Thank yourself for coming. And use your next exhale to reach out towards the sides. Find a big stretch as you relax your arms down. Oh, yay! That felt so good. I hope that you feel the same. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we did during class today, I encourage you to reach out. I hope to see you all again soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for coming.